What up, guys? GangstaPranksta bringing you the weekly wrestling review for December 29th and January 5th. This will be 2 weeks worth of reviews. Welcome back. If you're new to the show, this is where we talk everything about professional wrestling, from news, reviews to predictions. We talk about it also. If you're a fan of professional wrestling, welcome to the show. On today's show, we got reviews for 2 weeks of Raw, Smackdown, Impact, NXT, Ring of Honor, and some wrestling news. There's not a lot of stuff to talk about because it was basically the end of the year kind of stuff, and just all the shows are pretty much wrapping up. I know both the Ring of Honor shows were just best of shows. One of the NXT shows was just a best of as well. So we'll mainly be talking about Raw, SmackDown, and Impact. So let's jump right into it. The first show we're going to review is the Raw. It was the Christmas Eve edition, and it was an okay episode. Well, not okay. It was actually pretty good. I enjoyed watching it. Lots of goofiness with it being Christmas and all, especially the way it started. You had Santa Claus come out to give gifts to the fans, and Alberto Del Rio comes out and hits Santa with a car, and throughout the whole show, it's like, you know, will Santa make it? Is Santa gonna be all right? Is he gonna, you know, be there for Christmas? And it wasn't very good because, like, actually, I think it was a taped show, but they want to push Alberto Del Rio as a face, and then you have him run over Santa, and that's like the least face thing you could do for him to help him out, like run over Santa Claus in front of all these kids, and just, he's gonna look like a big asshole. Like, but it was taped, so I don't know what they were doing beforehand and after. But so he ran over Santa, and we'll talk about it later on in the show. I'm just gonna try and go through all the important, either good matches or important things that happened. Sheamus and Big Show had a Lumberjack Frost match. It's basically just a lumberjack match with lumberjacks around, but the name was weird because it's Christmas. This was a good match. Sheamus won. Next we got, what else was really good on the show? That was about it. There was just a lot of matches, a lot of backstage segments. The main event was John Cena taking on Alberto Del Rio in a street fight match. That was pretty good. Cena won. And, yeah, that was that. But all in all, it was actually, I really enjoyed the start of this episode. They started with, like, this little animation with Cena and Punk. I really dug that. I thought that was pretty cool. I like animation stuff and things. So that was cool. They had the whole locker room sing some carol. That was pretty cool, too. But other than that, you know, not a big show for, like, storyline wise. This was basically like just like a special one-night Christmas show. Like, nothing really progressed storyline, so that it was just a pretty good show. So next was NXT. That was a best of show, so nothing really to talk about. Next we got Impact. What happened on Impact? We had Austin Aries and Bobby Roode in the main event. That was a good match. No one won because they both attacked Earl Hebner. What else happened on the show? Christopher Daniels and Kazarian. I want to talk about them really quick. They have been awesome as of late. Like, I've just really been enjoying everything they've been doing. I wish they would move on from the whole AJ Styles thing. That'd be my only complaint. Just like, you know, let's move on. But other than that, I just think they're hilarious. Their segments are good, and they have good matches. So I really dig Daniels and Kazarian. And I wish they pretty much have a little significant spot in every show, and I'm really digging that because they're entertaining. We had Robbie E and Jesse in a bro-off. It was better than I thought it was going to be. One thing I want to talk about is Jesse. I actually like him. You know, I wasn't against him, but I didn't really care about him, you know, when he came in, because he's this guy from a reality TV show, and, you know, just I didn't really care about him, but you know, he actually takes wrestling seriously, and I'm actually enjoying everything that he's done so far. Him and Tara are pretty good together. This thing, he's been having like a little couple segments with Robbie E. I don't know if they're going to turn this into a feud, but this was alright. Robbie E., he's actually pretty entertaining. I wouldn't mind seeing more of him. And so they did their bro off. Robbie, I think he danced. Jesse posed. And then you had Bigger Rob Terry. He did his thing, and I think he won. I'm not sure who won. I think he won. Robbie, I was gonna call him Bigger Rob. Rob Terry ended up he won the bro off, I'm guessing. RVD versus Christian York, that was pretty good. And oh, Christopher Daniels and Kazarian, they had a pretty cool segment, made fun of AJ, of course, and they had a match with Chavo and Hernandez. This was a good match. I definitely recommend that match. It was good as shit. So that was in for Impact. Next we got Smackdown. Smackdown's been pretty good recently too, just the matches and stuff. It starts out with Sheamus calls out Big Show. Big Show says Sheamus won't get a world title match, so Booker T comes out and says someone's going to face Big Show, and he brings out a ball machine and he draws Santino's name. Backstage, Santino got hurt because he was trying to do a bro kick. He pulled his groin, whatever. Pulled out another name. It turned out to be Ricardo Rodriguez. Big Show knocked him out, and then it turned to Alberto Del Rio. And we'll talk about that in a second. What else happens? We had Dolph Ziggler and Miz. Was this the match that I'm thinking of? Hold on. Let me just double check something. I think it was. So you had Miz taking on Dolph Ziggler, and this isn't like a big thing or whatever, but Dolph Ziggler took a scary jump out of the ring, like Miz threw him out, and Biggie Langston caught him, but the way he went out of the ring was like terrifying. He didn't go over like a flip plancha or whatever. He went like head first, going straight down. And if Biggie Langston wasn't there, Dolph Ziggler, I don't know if we'd be talking about Dolph. Well, we would, but it'd probably be, oh, Dolph Ziggler had an awesome career. It sucks the way he had it. Just a dangerous way he was falling out of the ring. That was scary as hell. And yeah, so luckily Biggie Langston caught him. What else? Alberto Del Rio and Big Show was the main event. It was a world title match. Pretty good match. Big Show wins by DQ. It was actually this week. I just read this online that Alberto Del Rio won the world title. And I'm not going to touch on that on this episode because I have not watched this week's shows, but definitely tune in next week because it's kind of like a what the fuck. So I'm going to have to see it, but just hearing about it and how Del Rio won, not a big fan. Definitely not a big fan of that, but maybe it's something I got to see. So that was that. Next we got Ring of Honor. Like I said, best of show. Next we got Raw. This is the Raw that happened last week. It starts out with Miz. Comes out from Miz TV. His guest was Cena. They talk about AJ and Ziggler until Rhode Scholars comes out. They go back and forth. It leads to a match. Rhode Scholars versus Cena and Miz. Pretty good match. Cena and Miz win. Oh, this was the December 31st show where it was pretty much just a ring in the new year. They had a pretty big show. They had every title on the line. The champion got to choose a challenger, so you had Antonio Cesaro take on Sergeant Slaughter for the U.S. title. This was okay. Cesaro won. Next, we got Team Hell No versus 3MB in a tag team title match. Pretty good match. Hell No wins. What else do we have? Eve versus Caitlyn, Divas title match. Okay match. Caitlyn wins by countouts. Big Show versus Ricardo Rodriguez in a world title match. Okay match. Big Show wins by DQ after Del Rio saves Ricardo. Kofi Kingston versus Wade Barrett for the IC title. Pretty good match. Barrett wins and is the new IC champion. Good to see that. I think they might be turning Kofi heel, which could be interesting. But to me, he's kind of... I don't know if he could be a good heel. But to me, it's like he's been a face for so long, it's going to be awkward seeing him as a heel. So we'll have to wait and see if that happens. Next, we got the Shield versus Ryback. Match never happened. It turned into a huge brawl involving the Shield, Ryback, Sheamus, and Randy Orton. And the main events or main event segments was Ziggler, AJ, and Biggie Langston in the ring to have a New Year's celebration. Ziggler talks about how 2013 will be his year. Cena says, he comes out and says he's going to be in the Royal Rumble, and then dumps shit all over them, but it was really like mud or whatever, so that was whatever. What else do we got? We got NXT. Starts out with the Shield. They're finally acknowledging Seth Rollins being part of the Shield and NXT champion. He had a main event match against Corey Graves for the NXT title. And it was a pretty good match. Corey wins by DQ after the Shield comes out and attacks him. Most of the NXT roster comes out, but the Shield takes him out. Biggie Langston comes out and the Shield backs off, and Dusty makes Langston versus Rollins for the NXT title next week, which poor booking on their decision, unless it was just very unexpected to bring Biggie Langston and Seth Rollins to the main roster. But well, I guess they can still be on NXT, but it's just, I don't know, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're on the main roster, but they're still on NXT. Like, I know it shouldn't be weird like that, but I just hate how they keep it separate. You know what I'm saying? Like, if Biggie Langston wins, he should hold the NXT title. But, whatever. What else happened that is worth mentioning? Leo Kruger and Cassius Ohno taking on Justin Gabriel and Tyson Kidd. That was pretty good. Ohno and Kruger win. And that's about it. Next we got Impact. Starts out with Jeremy Borash. I was going to say Jerry Lawler. He's in the ring to present Wrestler of the Year award. Hardy wins. Hardy thanks the fans. And then he's interrupted by Bobby Roode and Austin Aries. You know, they say, you know, we should have won, blah, 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 blah. I like the little banter between Roode and Aries. It's pretty funny. Anyways, Hardy says it's going to be a three-way at Genesis, and that should actually be a good match. I'm excited to watch that. What else? Next we have, what else? I just want to talk about the main, like, important stuff. Oh, they're having an X Division title tournament. Or an X Division tournament to face Rob Van Dam, I believe. So it's like the lamest tournament ever, too. Like, it's a 4-person tournament. Like, really? Like, just make a 4-way match. Bam. That's it. They're making a tournament out of this, though, and it's, so it's Kid Cash and Christian York in the first match, and the second match is Kenny King versus Zema Ion. And that match is on the next episode, and then the winner is whatever of those two matches. Sorry if you can hear my dog. Just my mom's not home, and he whimpers like that when she's not home. So that's if you can hear him, which you probably can't because he's really annoying, and he's right beside me. So I apologize for that. And it's really distracting. I want to just tell him to shut up, but whatever. I'm going to try and ignore him. So anyways, 4-man X Division tournament, whatever. It's probably going to be Kenny King taking on RVD at Genesis again, which I wouldn't mind seeing. What else do we got? We have Hulk Hogan comes out, calls out Bully Ray, and Brooke Hogan. They come out, and Hogan says he always knew that Bully was an asshole, and suspends him without pay. And he's banging his daughter. So That's interesting. I guess, I don't know. I don't really care about this. Brooke Hogan being involved in a storyline whatsoever. Anyways, main event, Samoa Joe and Kurt Angle taking on Aces and Eights in a cage match. Pretty good match. Joe and Angle win. After the match, Aces and Eights attack Joe and Angle until Sting makes the save. Sting takes out a bunch of Aces, allowing Angle to unmask one. And another Aces and Eights unmasked, and it turns out to be Mike Knox, another one of the long-rumored names to be a part of the Aces and Eights. So he now joins Devon and Kurt Angle, or not, Devon and Doc, Luke Gallows, as one of the unmasked members of Aces and Eights. So it should be interesting. Yeah, there's really nothing to say. I'm kind of sad he shaved off, like, all his beard. Like, when he was in WWE, he had this long-ass beard. And he shaved it, I guess, to fit in the mask. Maybe he'll grow it. Hopefully he can team with Luke Gallows or Doc, whatever the fuck you want to call him. I'm just going to call him Luke Gallows. Like, TNA really needs some more tag teams, and I think him and Luke Gallows can make an awesome tag team. So, just throw them out there. Just be like, hey, you know, Aces, we want the gold, we want the power, we want the TNA tag team titles. Bam! It's that simple, really. So, hopefully they can throw them as a tag team. Or have them feud with Wes Briscoe and Garrett Bischoff. Make something out of that. So next you got SmackDown. It starts out with a little segment between Orton and Sheamus. They come out and say they're going to be in the Rumble. Big Show comes out, says it won't matter because they can't beat him. And Antonio Cesaro comes out. He talks about lazy Americans. That was all I got from his promo. Anyways, Booker T comes out and makes a tag team match between the four of them. Next we got Miz and Heath Slater in just a ridiculously long, drawn out match. Like, this was just crazy long. This was like a 15-minute match. It did not need to be a 15-minute match. Like, it's cool and all to see them giving time to Heath Slater and stuff, but this did not need to be. It was like 12, almost 15 minutes, something like that, something around there. Definitely like 12 minutes, for sure 12 minutes. And it was just crazy long, like drawn out so much. Just 8 minutes at the most, and I think they could add a good match. But it was a good match. It just went really, really long. What else did we have? We had Kofi and Wade Barrett in a rematch for the IC title. That was a good match. Barrett wins. And the main event, Randy Orton and Sheamus taking on Big Show and Antonio Cesaro. Good match. Orton and Sheamus win. And, yeah. And last but not least, Ring of Honor show. Again, another best of show. I think the next one should be an actual show with wrestling, which I'm excited to see. Because, yeah, Final Battle. I read a comment recently. They said, thank you, Gangster, for recommending Ring of Honor Final Battle 2012. I really enjoyed it. It was awesome wrestling, and I'm glad he enjoyed it, because I wouldn't promote it heavily if I didn't enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I didn't really enjoy it, I wouldn't promote it. So I really enjoyed it, and I wanted to share it with everyone, and I'm glad he bought it and he enjoyed it. So if you have not picked up Ring of Honor Final Battle 2012, definitely check out that paper. 2 thumbs up. Next we got some wrestling news. First one is last weekly wrestling review. We talked about how THQ went bankrupt, leaving the future of WWE, the series, in an uncertain predicament. So according to WWEGaming.com, despite THQ's woes, WWE 14 will be produced as the company has allotted funds for production of the game through its fiscal year ending March 31st, 2013. So they have the money to make it, but will it be a good game? All signs point to no. It's gonna even if this is an amazing wrestling game, this is not gonna save THQ. They're done. They're done skis. I really predict EA to pick up wrestling, the WWE series, so they can have the whole monopoly on wrestling games, which I'm not a big fan of EA, but they know how to do sports games. So, yeah, I definitely see them picking it up. But WWE 14 coming out next year, will it be good? I don't think so. I really, like, how much can you change, especially going bankrupt and all that shit? You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know.
Antonio needs to get back in this. What a hellaciously physical match these gladiators have put each other through. The intensity in this has been incredible. Oh man, he got turned inside out. And he finally gets out of the ring. Blocked. Squeezing down on the head. Gutbuster lands. That'll soften anybody up. Orton with the shoulders down. 2. From behind. Oh, last-second rescue. Orton into the headlock. European uppercut. Too slow. What is going through that demented mind of Randy Orton?
Well, we never know. And quite frankly, I'm scared to find out.
Uh-oh. And he goes for the neck breaker.
Big trouble for Antonio. Orton is so cunning, so vicious. When he counters, he knows exactly how to follow them up with one of the most devastating of moves.
Oh, no! He scored with that one. And there's a tag. So far, this has been a very competitive tag team match. The tension, the drama. This is electric.
Big Show's in trouble.
Nicely avoided there.
He's enjoying this. Oh, what a slam. What impact.
The Viper controlling the head.
An incredible series of moves there. Nobody's budging an inch in this one.
And Big Show wreaking havoc. How many times have we seen Big Show get on a roll like he's on now? And then
We got to cover.
his partner's being punished and he's seen enough. Backdrop.
You know, anybody that thinks there's some good in everybody hasn't met Randy Orton. Look at him unloading with the Dez press. What a sequence of punches. Watch it.
Hey, Orton. 2, 3. And Orton wins.